Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a match on the map Friden, who knows. Ask Morax actually, because he made the map. It's quite a nice map actually. Not a huge number of mexes, very spread out, but in mostly pairs of mexes, and he did change the map. Originally there was a lot more reclaim up here. There was mexes with the Hydra, so then you would always it was just automatic trans rush map. So he adjusted it to avoid that, and now it's quite a nice map actually. So good job, Morax. And what else before we start? Well, there's a few people making videos. There's MediCraze making videos as always, making nice ones. He just released one, I think. Mountain is releasing casts again on a new channel, I think. I think he wiped his old channel for some reason. Maybe he just didn't like some of the videos he had there. So go subscribe to him, Mountain. I will link his channel as well. And he just casts a game between me and Blodir. This is one of his most recent ones. And ThomasHiatt is releasing POV gameplay on his channel, but with no commentary. So just high level gameplay on the ladder. Who else? Oh, there's also Alex Colby, I think is his name. He's doing some casts as well. And Drani, I think he did a sentence cast actually, I believe. And Andrani has quite an amazing voice. He should really cast. Definitely should be a caster with that voice. You could do voiceovers and anything with that. So that is all the shoutouts I can remember. And we'll get to the game. It's Blodir playing Cybern, as he does on the ladder. First land, and he's not walking with the ACU. So he's doing the old build where you don't walk to Hydra with the ACU. Now you already have to walk a bit to get the mexes on this map. So he doesn't want to walk any more than that, because you have to walk over to the left to get these two mexes. So he's not going to walk left and then right to the Hydra, because he has reclaim. And once you have mass reclaim, you can send engineers to the Hydra and you can keep building with the ACU. You don't really have to move around or go to the Hydra. If you don't have reclaim, then you don't actually have enough mass to build multiple factories simultaneously. One of the build tips to remember. Thomas kind of doing the same thing-ish. Bit different though. Less P-gens with the ACU. Faster on the Hydra, it seems, maybe. And lazy reclaim. You see here, there's trees, single trees in here. You gotta manually reclaim the mass. Then he would have a much nicer build order if he was just manually clicking these. I mean, look, he's wasting his time clicking on tree groups over here and then not. It's a funny comment when you look at this. Now he's realized he needs that reclaim. So he's gone for a bomber, and he's also gone for 2 air factories in the opening. So he's got 1 land factory, a 2nd land factory. You can see even out of the 2nd land factory he's built an engineer and has engineers in the queue, because you gotta expand fast, and it's not that dangerous on this map, because, well, at the start air is more dangerous really. So you've got you've got a 10 by 10 map, and you're right in the corner, so big distance. So sending an early tank across is actually maybe not worth it, and an early lab maybe more worth it. Do we have micro here? No, looks like he's gonna have to do a bit of a turn to come back, but there's 4 ADs on him and he's toast. So 1 kill for the bomber, maybe not worth it. 2, both these engineers, that would be very nice. Very, very nice. But it didn't happen for him. Thomas has 100 more power income, which is interesting. But Blodir apparently doesn't need it. He's going to need it pretty soon though. That's for sure, because you're going to get reclaim here. He's actually already grabbed some reclaim here. And you're going to start grabbing mexes. So where do you send the ACU? Now this is a map that has not been played very much at all. It's been on ladder. It's been in a tournament or two maybe, but overall obviously played far less. It's a quite a new map. Still a new map. Doesn't have really established meta on it. So where's the ACU going to go? Well, both players sort of going the same direction. Is he going to reclaim trees now? I do like to reclaim trees with the ACU, just because you have so much more range. You can actually grab a shit ton of trees very quickly. But both the ACUs going to the same locations. I mean, relative to where they start, of course. This is I would say this is the main expansion, really. In my mind anyway. Because you have this, and then you have these plateaus here. So this is quite important. Nice to put a radar here. Some defenses. You have some stuff down here. Just a hydro here and some reclaim. So less highly prioritized than the Mex plateaus. Down the bottom, this engineer, oh, doesn't get caught, and you see he's gonna put him behind the factory, but he may still get killed here. There's a lot of mantis actually. Wow, this is a very nice attack from Blodir, and he is gonna kill the tanks and the engineer. Almost certainly gonna kill the engineer and the mexes. There's not many tanks in support. We need to reroute some. And there seems to be quite a few engineers for Thomas. He also has got his transport out. So you can see Thomas actually has 3 air factories for Thomas. So he really believes in the air game on this map. And I don't think he's too far wrong. It's definitely very important on this map, given the plateaus and also the spread out nature of it. And the fact that there's not a huge amount of mass. I mean, in your base, you just have 3 mexes. So you go out to the outer ring of the base, you have 3 more. Still not that many. And these ones, as we've already seen, are difficult to hold on to. You gotta get... You nearly need PD in many locations. Barring that, you need very good intel and a lot of units. And very quick reaction. So Blodir looking pretty good so far. Nice attack here. Thomas actually hasn't taken this reclaim. That's a bit of an error. This match. Oh, that's an accidental ground attack there instead of an attack move, I think. Thomas slightly ahead on the drops. Here's Blodir's dropping out. Look at the just webs of unload orders. This looks like another good attack from Blodir. He definitely has more here. The question is, yeah, he's gonna regroup first, and then we're gonna see him move in. That's strange. Oh, now that right there is an accidental formation move order. Ah, misclicks. We love them. And when our opponent does them. But here you can see misclicks happen to everyone. And therefore they're no excuse for losing. Blodir, maybe he was a bit low on energy. He has a lot of engineers building power now. And he's adding another air factory. That sort of feels like T2 air is coming. Ooh, a lot of mass. Yeah, I think he's probably thinking T2 PGen. No, he's just adding more air. And he's building a lot of pigeons in one place. Could you imagine a Janus bomber killing all of this? Would be pretty nice. And given the amount of air Thomas is making, maybe T2 air is in the offing in the not too distant future. Can imagine the damage gunships could do. And you know those UAF gunships can drop, so you can steal the plateaus as you're killing them. It's an idea. There's quite a lot of trees on this map, but many of them difficult to take, not worth the effort. This is nice. He just Blodir's just dropped an engineer on this reclaim field, which Thomas hasn't taken. This is quite an important reclaim field, actually. See here, about 1,000 reclaim. Blodir making his move towards this, what I term the main expansion, but Thomas doesn't really think that way, I think, because he's on the bottom side. You can see there's 6 mexes here, well 7 if you count this. On here we have 5, and this is sort of the tightest choke on the map. You have this here, and this. So I really feel like this should be the safe portion for the bottom player. But Blodir is just going in, and this PD is going to prove... Oh, there's a second PD that I missed until now, and actually Blodir is going to potentially lose a lot of HP, but instead he loses his units, and the HP is lost afterwards. If might actually have been better to just focus the ACU and do even more damage to him, but taking out the units is good too. More units coming in support, but crucially no Medusa whatsoever with this commander, and he's retreating. Can you hide in this water is another question. Looks like a hard no on that one. No water cancer here. You can't even walk in there. So units pouring through the main channel in the middle of the map. Look at that, nice and flat. Unfortunately, I don't think much of the combat takes place here because there's no mexes, so... Oh well. On the plateau front, Thomas slightly ahead. He has this Hydra over here. Taking the reclaim, nobody's taken this yet. There's opportunity. Blodir, I don't know if he stole any of that. No, it looks like he forgot about that engineer, unfortunately. Jester's out for Blodir, but it looks like he's just lost an air fight. I see Inti's falling from the sky. And now a land battle, which he is not winning at the moment. The Jester's going after the hefty UEF mexes. But there's engineers here, and they're going to instantly rebuild. So that was not a good attack. These up here, that would have been nicer, because this mex would have been denied for a long time. There's a drop. 6 units dropped up here. Maybe a bit much. 6 units and no engineer. So that's not the ideal drop, but definitely still good. 1 engineer here would be nice, and here come the bombers. He tries to dodge, sees them coming, but actually it's not so simple to dodge 3 napalm bombers. Now we have T2 land. Is it complete somewhere, or is this the HQ? Let's see. That is the HQ. I don't see another one, and it says it's upgrading to an HQ, so interesting spot. I think it's risky. It seems risky, because if you look at this is the front line right here. So we'll see if that hurts Blodir in the future. I will definitely be putting my HQs in the base on such a map. And we have no T2 from Thomas at all. Oh, actually, we do have T2 mexes on the way. All 3 of his base mexes are upgrading at different paces. On 80%, 59%, oh, 2 at 60%. And 1 started shortly before that. The ACU. Thomas, I've also played him on this map, and he tends to move his ACU to here, which is interesting. You can see the pressure he's put under here because of his ACU, and he's not really putting pressure on here until now. He now sees the HQ, so this should actually become a huge target, in fact. And he's scouting heavily now. Blodir needs to deal with these scouts so that Thomas is not so confident moving in. Now the reinforcements all being sent to the bottom for Blodir. Needs to defend this. Cannot ever afford to lose this, I think. That would be... especially not soon. Doesn't look like he's gonna lose it anytime soon. Nice bombers from Blodir, dealing with land pretty well. And even Jester's raiding mexes. Over here, some units going after Blodir's commander. And rather, they're going to run past. And maybe get some raid. Even if they kill mexes, it's not really a big deal. These mexes will be nicer to kill. The mexes that aren't rebuilt as quickly are always the best to kill. Always. Killing mexes that are next to your opponent's factories are usually not useful. The reclaim will be left beside the factory and the dead mechs will be immediately rebuilt. This poor pigeon is never gonna spin. It just wants to spin. But no, spin denied. A lot of air for Blodir in the middle. And you can see this map is messy. It is a difficult map to play. And this is why I feel you gotta put PDs in so many places. Because they're just... how do you catch every unit? How do you deal with everything? I mean, if you look right now, Thomas is getting units, he got units all the way through here. And then units have to track back to kill a 7 kill, 8 kill monster of a striker. Oh, it almost got second bit. Almost. Unlucky. Bomber's still doing work. Let's see. 6 kills. 8 kills. Yeah, nice bombers. You can see that handily dealt with the land attack here. And now we have rhinos moving out. Maybe Wagner's would be nice. It's quite a large map. I mean, I guess Wagner's here. Maybe he needs to keep the rhinos here to defend. But there's an ACU coming, and that's a problem. So Wagner's, I've mentioned Wagner's because they're so quick that you could potentially get some nice raids off. And if you're going to be sending rhinos off here like this, sending 3 rhinos in this direction, that doesn't seem very useful to me. There's only T1 mexes. Oh no, Blodir's... oh, there's so much anti-air coming out of these factories, and there's 2 static ones here. He's going to lose a lot of HP and a few inties. So we'll see where these rhinos are headed. Looks like they're just going to go to here. Oh, a hidden factory is found. And Blodir's flying back over all the anti-air. No. Oof. Few inties going down. Thomas's ACU is spotted upgrading the gun. T2 air is complete for Blodir. And he also has 5 T2 mexes, so juicy. Needs some TMD in the not too distant future. You can see that this is it's risky making those mex upgrades before you have the tech, and this has been a long T1 battle. We're at 16.5 minutes and T2 air is finished now. So, and actually now T2 for the commander before the T2 pigeon is done, so I may have a bit of a stall in order. And we also have gunships. Alright, nice. Renegades. Soon to get a little interesting buff in the new patch. Check it out in beta. So there is, yeah, we need some TMD. It's risky having upgraded T2 mexes before you have any tech. Zasu could have well, he has the gun. He could have gone T2 and gone TML, or could have gone T2 followed by the gun. Doesn't have any T2 tech in his base either, so again, vulnerable to TML. But only 4 T2 mexes for Thomas. He's upgrading another one here. You gotta keep an eye on your opponent's mexes and not let it get out of control. You gotta have a good idea of how much map control you have, and also if you're on equal map control, then you gotta be very careful of how many T2 mexes they have. You let them have more eco and you don't do any damage, then you're just playing yourself. Thomas is going to push directly towards his HQ, and there's a T2PD just being started right now. That is useless. No chance that is going to stop this unit right here 12k, 13,200 HP now. 33 kills, overcharge. Immediately kills the Cerberus before it's finished. These rhinos have made it all the way to this T2 mech, but will they be able to kill it? He should go right on top of this mech, I think, because there's bombers here. Oh, he's already lost one of the rhinos. This one is just shooting the anti-air, and he's gonna leave about 500 mass there for Thomas to pick up. He has killed these mechs. He's left reclaim though. Here comes the ACU, and there is a fight. There's a few rhinos, some Medusa, land scouts, and the HQ is already dead. So no more T2 land for Blodir. He looks like he's going to immediately replace that HQ. Or not. I thought that was what this extra factory was for, but no, it's for Mantis. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the chat perhaps and see if T2 land reemerges for Blodir. He does have T2 land or T2 HQ now. Here's a not T2 HQ, T2 ACU. This dude right here on his left arm. No, his right arm. It looks like the gun, but it's T2 because Cybern have T2 and gun on the same arm. Poor Cybern. Can't even get T2 and gun. All the support factories now rendered essentially useless. They can build this one now because it has rhinos and scouts. It can only build scouts. So this T2 factory is just building scouts now. Nice. Now it can build Mantis pretty quickly, 6 seconds. And actually, this somehow is still alive. So counterattack. Where did the ACU go and why? Well, he walked down this way for some reason. There's 1100 mass in a T2 factory. Thomas having trouble spending his mass. Definitely should have T2 land. I mean, look, we're 20 minutes into the game here. Make some T2 land, will you? Get your fucking shit together. T2 land. It's not even started. And there have been rhinos killing his T1 units for a solid 5 minutes. Or just go T2 air, because now there can't be flak. T2 air might be nice, actually. But really, why not both, you know? Why not both? That's what Blodir's doing. But Thomas is making this work so far though, with this mad T1 spam. This AC made all the difference. Just pushing in here, killing the HQ, getting the reclaim from that. That's why it's full mass bar. Cough cough. Let's not talk about the previously full mass bar. Just before he reclaimed that also. Maybe he even overflowed some of that. Hopefully not. But yeah, it's working well for him so far. He's got map control, but this counterattack is kind of interesting. He's killed this from Blodir. Blodir's also killed this now with these rhinos. Definitely the correct move to not go near that commander. All you're going to do is give him vet and lose your rhinos for sweet fuck all reason. No value in going after the commander with, I mean, that many rhinos. Just a few, so better go around and make use of them against units that they can actually beat. So good stuff there. Taking back some map control, and the mass count is fluctuating for both players quite a bit. These were T2. These have been killed in one of the attacks actually. Good kills from Thomas there. I would be storaging base mexes rather than upgrading mechs around the map right now. They're going to be a lot safer. It's less efficient to storage mexes than to make another T2 mex, but it's not that big a difference. And safety first, kids. Keep your mexes safe. They're precious. So storaging base mexes is definitely a good option on this map and maps where you are worried for your economy out on the map. And this is a very very, very aggressive game here. Just constant battles. Blodir now with his T2 ACU pushing into this expansion. There's no mexes here. No T2. There is a T2 mex here. I would love a TML because there's no TMD. Could somebody make a TML? And even if there was TMD, Blodir is a man with Corsairs. And Corsairs plus TML, that's quite a combo. It's a very important combo for the Siren players to know about. I highly recommend it. This plateau has been killed. This plateau still lives. Oh, nice radar up here. Radar. Maybe. Not much point having Medusa up here. But radar, anti-air would be nice. This expansion falls now. The two PDs, the ancient PDs at this point, are finally killed. And now actually the map is split in this way. So all the units on the top side now useless. All units should be going directly down, or yeah, you don't need any units up here anymore. It's quite nice. Oh, big air fight coming. Thomas wants it, but it looks like pretty even numbers. Well, maybe more for Thomas actually. And Blodir, well, let's see the micro. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Blodir definitely has less here. Unfortunately for him, he may have also lost HP on some of these things to these anti-airs. They actually have vets on them and stuff, so oof, big air loss. Where's T2 air though? Nowhere. No T2 air. What are you doing, Thomas? Get the T2 air going. Just imagine the gunships. There's no flak anywhere. There's no T2 land to even build flak, so oh, there is T2 landing it. Never mind. Still though, can't have flak everywhere, and if you do, well, you spent a lot of stuff making that happen. Thomas with PDs and random blaze. Look at that one. What is that doing there? Still has a kill though. Nice attack with the rhinos. You can see Blodir making these rhinos work for him. They have many kills on them. This one 13 kills, full HP, it has a vet. So a nice micro from him, not allowing his rhinos to be surrounded by filthy strikers. Now they have to fight a more formidable foe. We have 5 pillars, 6 pillars, 7, 8, 9 pillars. And he's only killed the T1 mechs, T2 mechs, unperturbed. And now he has to retreat. This is a significant army. Where's the ACU? Oh, the ACU now from Blodir moving across to the right. And in the base, well, oh, Thomas may be losing some indies to this flak. He has to fly away now. Blodir going to chase him, try to get some shots away, but it doesn't work. And the base is defended. There's little ridges here. Definitely want to put some artillery behind those, I guess. Rhino's not going to be too happy about that. And T2 mechs in this location. So, Thomas, that smells like I'm struggling to spend mass. Because my support factory is only upgrading and not finished yet, so you can see what? Oh, it's upgrading, never mind. Let's see. So you can see when you start upgrading a support factory, it drains 4 mass. Now once you start building units out of it, it's going to drain 9 mass. So that is one thing to think about when you're trying to balance your eco. When you're upgrading a support factory, it's going to drain half or less than what you're going to need to support it. Once it's actually upgraded, that's a pretty important number, vaguely important number to remember. One idea from that is that you should upgrade a couple of mexes as your support factories are upgrading. That's a risky idea though, but definitely you want to be careful you don't upgrade too many support factories that you can't support. They drain about 10 mass when you're building those tanks, so keep it in mind. MML's now out to deal with the PDs, and there's not going to be any more PDs or TMDs because there's no engineers, and the ACU has taken a walk across the map, and now Blodir's over here. I don't know why he moved across the map here. I'm not sure why, but it looks like maybe he's trying to trap Thomas in this portion of the map. I mean, if he has to retreat down here, that would be awful. Obviously, he has a whole fucking base here. He has 3 mexes, building a lot of PD. He's feels a bit scared. PD's doing decent damage now, although it is now dead. Both of them did nice damage, but it doesn't matter. This base is going to be denied, and map control is going to swing back towards Thomas. Now I'm sure Thomas has more economy already thanks to these C2 mexes here. Still no storages in the base, but a lot of pillar production. Just immense pillar production. We have 27 and a huge amount of arty. 100 arty right now. Quite good for Thomas, and he's leading heavily on mass income. So after all of this, I think we had the nice move from Thomas going gun and then pushing into this perhaps badly placed T2 HQ. Blodir later pushed in here, took this, but didn't have a juicy 1200 mass to reclaim from HQ. And also now he's lost that after, well, I mean, if his commander is still there, can he hold it against all of these pillars? Well, it's got a better chance than if he doesn't walk across the map. It's kind of just walking around is kind of a waste of time, you know. Oh, that's nice TML. Maybe too late, but still nice. 2 mexes go down. There was no TML on the top side. I mean, where could let's see what kind of range we got here. Yeah, he could have hit the whole base. He had this location. I mean, his PDs are all the way up here, you can see, so he could have from back here hit. I mean, you can see he can hit almost every mex of Thomas. And now, oh, we can see this is a dark cloud coming towards his ACU, and he's just abandoned this position as well now. No way he could defend that. All his units, well, we take a look at how many units he has. We have about 11k, a lot of decent amount of rhinos, quite spread out though. Thomas though, how much mass is he gonna have? Yeah, considerably more, 13,500. He's losing some of it, but a lot of pillars, and essentially 0 strikers. That's a big difference. Whereas Blodir has quite a few mantis still. You can see 70 mantis, still producing mantis. Maybe needs more Medusa, less mantis, I think. Even getting raided over here. And if we look at the reclaim, well, quite even. Actually, Thomas only slightly ahead. And multiple shields. This is Thomas thinking that he has a significant lead. That's exactly what that looks like. Nano gun, shields, no anti-air though. That's the only thing missing from this picture, so we'll probably see that added in the not too distant future. PGen going up there, and now these big pillar armies. Well, actually, he has most of his pillars now in the middle. So actually, Blodir is going to take back the left. Thomas maybe shouldn't have allowed that. This pillar gets caught. Not before doing 350 mass worth of damage. Not bad. A lot of PD spammed from Thomas. But oh wow, he's running over the middle. It looks like Blodir doesn't know where to take the fight, really. But overall, he's just afraid of this army. Really, I think this is most of the army of Thomas. So what can you do versus that? Well, this is a place to take it. Oh no, the hill is not doing him any favors whatsoever. Look at this. Well, now finally it's doing its damage, but if he had maybe 3 times as many arties, that would be very nice for him, but he doesn't. So I think his rhinos are probably shooting the hill a lot. Look at this. Look at this hill here. Not nice for him. Not nice for him at all. And where is the air? Where's the air? It doesn't look like it's anywhere. And we're at 31 minutes. We're still on T2, and still no T2 land from... Sorry, T2 air from Thomas. And there's even MMLs in this mix, so that the T2PD desperately needs some team need to try and defend it, but it looks like this game might end very soon here. But certainly it looks very difficult for Thomas to snatch defeat. Where's his ACU? Did he walk away? Oh, okay. How'd you end up there, my friend? Oh, he's on some patrol order. Okay. Interesting. Back to this fight here on this obnoxious... I mean, this is just a... Why would you fight here? That's quite cool, though. Look at all those pillars. A couple power shields. Flaks. Artillery. They're just gonna leave. Why stay here? But he's giving Blodir some reclaim. So you can see the engineers on the way. Look at this guy. Immediately there. And vulnerability on the left side. So still only one T2 mech. So I like that Thomas didn't even upgrade this one again. Or even not again. I think it was never upgraded. But oh, an attack in the main base. How did that get there? I honestly don't know how it got there. And actually we do have storages from Blodir. Nice move. Oh, it just survives and it's gonna regen. Good stuff. So T2 air, where is it? T3 land, where is it? I think we need some T3 land. Thomas still has no T2 PGen even in his base. Is this the first T2 power generator? Yeah, these two power generators here are the first T2 PGens. Quite incredible. Finally this T2 Max goes down. And that's a rhino you're attacking with that bomber. You might want to try and kill the flak if you can. He's already on low HP, but he has... Maybe he only spotted the flak now. Could try and kill it, but it's unlikely to work. Just gonna wait for enough pillars and then clean up this army and maybe push all the way up. The MMLs are brought in and they deal with the T2 and T1 PDs. And the game continues. It's still relatively close, but Thomas's lead is growing. Oh, look at these. T2 mechs is over here now. Now that the map is split this way, these mechs have become a lot safer. So, oh, he's upgrading even more. You know, his opponents... But there's opponents upgrading all these mechs, but how are you ever going to kill them? How are you going to punish them? Because he does not have the units to do it. Maybe if he had the air, he could. But air doesn't look too unequal. Let's see, we got 71. A lot out of fuel though. And yeah, Blodir ahead. And actually, I was looking at this T3 mechs from Blodir. Maybe T3 land would be an idea because he can't catch up in T2 land. Doesn't look like he can anyway. We have 20 rhinos. Almost 60 pillars. And ooh, that's a big army. Half his pillars are right here, so he can bring this up, clean this shit up, and meet up with this army here. And then it's gonna be pretty crushing. He can probably just run the whole way across the map and kill all. And Thomas continues building defenses, so let's see if there's a snipe maybe or something. Nope. kind of a weird fight here. And it looks... Oh, where are these rhinos going? They're off on a journey. And it doesn't look like they're gonna like where they're visiting. Uh-oh. Into the fog of war we go, and oh, we've run into the middle of a lot of strikers. What? Wait, how are there more strikers? He was down to like 4 strikers before. Now he started building strikers again for some reason. Now that's weird. How does he suddenly have 50 strikers when he had 4 last time I checked? Not a decision you often make. And oh, there's a lot of artillery coming to the base, and there's no shields on anything. There's an energy storage very close to a lot of T1 power and even a T2 P-gen, and there's a lot of artillery. This might be the closing of the game, because this army from the bottom has also emerged, and it's going to clean up all of this stuff over here. GG from Blodir. The T2 P-gen goes down, his base is losing, is dying, and this is wiped, and all these mechs over here are also going to be wiped. So Blodir calls it there. Well played from ThomasHiatt. Quite an aggressive game. Very long T1 stage there. Oh, we finally have TMD from Thomas. I think at that stage you didn't even need it, so you have to be all the way up here to reach. But yeah, well played from ThomasHiatt. Pillars doing good work. And yeah, this ACU, I think the HQ was in the wrong place for sure. Definitely would not be making it here. I mean, if the ACU is here, if the ACU is around this area, sure. But your ACU is on the other side of the map. You don't want to have things you really need to defend on 2 different sides of the map, really. It's often... Well, it's too many targets for your opponent to attack, and the gun ACU easily ran over that. And maybe Blodir's ACU wasn't quite as useful. And maybe some TML action would have been nice when he had some Corsairs. Could have done a lot of damage to the base, although there was not even a T2 Pigeon to attack. Or T2 HQs, just mexes. But you know, mexes are always nice to kill. So that is it for today. Check out those channels I mentioned, and check out FAF Beta, and I will see you very soon.